Today, I partook in an American pastime. I watched a 120-year-old historic power plant be demolished to make way for a parking lot. As I stood there and watched the dump trucks haul away what had previously been a beautiful example of early industrial architecture, all to make way for a concrete slab parking facility used exclusively by America's most elite automobile debt slaves, I thought, man, these developers. But my next thought was, maybe I can put it back together. Oh yes, great idea. I'll go to the dump, collect the pieces, and rebuild it. But these are the thoughts of someone who would have been sent upstate to a facility in the olden times. And as I watched the Caterpillar 336 hydraulic excavator turn the building to dust, I realized there's only one way to save it: as a miniature. Building miniatures has been my favorite form of self-torture since I was a kid, when I learned about the hobby through the Lord of the Rings DVD extras.
The beauty and the awesome size and nature of the miniatures has given the film a wonderful reality and firmly makes you feel as though you've journeyed to Middle-earth.
A few years later, I watched Titanic, and after learning I like girls, I discovered that many of the scenes in this film were also miniatures. Were all my favorite movies using miniatures? Yes. At this point, I wanted to build one for myself. So I stopped playing with my friends and started building rooms from the Titanic out of cardboard and sinking them in my parents' bathtub. Taking great time to reenact moments from a horrific tragedy, but it was fun for my sick mind. I posted the videos on YouTube, and the thrill of building tiny worlds hooked me on miniatures forever. Now, what started in the tub has evolved into a grown man studying photos of a demolished local power plant so he can draw accurate plans of the building that'll be used as a guide for his latest miniature. This is what an alpha male looks like. Once the plans are complete, I gather my supplies. Paper, wood, and foam are what I'll be using, but paper is the main material. Just average cardstock from Hobby Lobby, the only retailer playing jazz renditions of "This Is My Father's World." I start construction by cutting and gluing a base out of wood. Next, I use my technology to cut the foam insulation that'll be the miniature power plant's foundation. And although it looks like I know what I'm doing, I'm completely making this up as I go, looking at photos of the real building and just sort of thinking, oh, I'll do these thin pieces for the back of the foundation wall. Yes. Then I'll trim some thin planks of foam for the columns. Keep going. Then I cut really tiny strips for the collar band at the top of the wall.
I'm standing in amongst the miniature of Rivendell.
We're just getting started. Next, it's time to build the power plant's gorgeous brick wall and columns. But saying, "I'd like to build a small brick wall, please," and actually doing it are two different things.
It's as bad as it can possibly get, Brent. I mean, the intro in particular.
A dozen cigarettes later, I'm back at it, cutting sections with my laser, which is made in China, so you know it's safe. I paint each piece and glue them to the base, one layer at a time, sort of like a cake, which is a sweet, baked dessert traditionally made from flour, sugar, and eggs, often layered or decorated. While its origins trace back to ancient honey-sweetened breads, the soft, leavened version we recognize today was perfected in the mid-19th century with the invention of baking powder. With each layer, the demolished building is resurrected. I then carefully mix colors and start painting the brick. Once I'm happy that the color matches the real building, I begin to mortar the bricks with tile grout. This is messy, but so is life. By now I'm tired, and I'm asking myself, is this even good? What am I doing with my life? But in times like these, it's important to take your meds and keep going. In 1923, a man named Theodore Dreiser wrote a book titled The Color of a Great City. In it, he uses religious metaphors to describe the massive, awe-inspiring skyscrapers and power plants of America, labeling them the spiritual centers for a new technological age. And for the society that constructed these buildings, electricity was a new religion, a completely radical idea that to many was simply seen as magic. But it wasn't magic. To keep a single city block illuminated, ridiculous amounts of coal were shoveled by hand into white-hot boilers, which converted water into steam that would run massive electrical generators. It was a world where a single mistake could mean instant death. So within these walls, safety was a matter of survival. And survival meant windows. In the era before bright fluorescent lighting, the sun was the most reliable form of visibility, giving workers enough light to read a gauge or avoid getting whacked in the head with a piece of rotating machinery. So by pure coincidence, this need for natural light made the building resemble a church more than a power plant. And like Theodore Dreiser, many self-appointed arbiters of the early 1900s dubbed these buildings cathedrals of industry. The beauty of these structures was a byproduct of needing large windows for natural light, tall ceilings for heat dissipation, strong brick walls to support the building's girth, and some fun ornamental doodads because it's 1900 and we can. But the irony is that by building a power plant in a way that worked with nature, it allowed them to generate the electricity that became the foundation for a world that feels more disconnected from nature than ever. And maybe that's not all bad. After all, I'd much rather be inside a heated art studio with my Tinker toys than chopping wood in a blizzard for my freezing family of 12 in Laura Ingalls times. Anyways, these are the things you ponder when you spend 2 months building a tiny power plant, which leads me to the final part of the build, weathering.
Okay, let's go.
This is what it's all about. Just me, the chemical fumes, and my tiny power plant building, rising before me in all its goodness. It's not the coolest building in the world. It's definitely not famous. I mean, I literally couldn't find any photos of it online. So in many ways, this is the only physical proof that it ever existed. And that's weird, but like a flower, it'll turn back into dirt someday. Probably within 50 years, this will be in a dumpster somewhere, staring up as the lid closes. But until then, it lives on, day and night. Which reminds me, I need to install the lights. Now it's time to say goodnight to my beautiful power plant. I'm not sure what I'm building next, but I do know one thing. As long as there are developers driving around in their F650 Duramaxes, tearing things down, I'll be here in my basement, cursing them as I try to put them back together. I swear it.